Ooh, some Reaper action, alright. Core Guardian support. Is my build not? Whatever, I just throw stuff in so we can see the matches. So it looks like we got a heal. No, this isn't a heal scrapper. It is a bunker scrapper. All right, so we got the 4 fun gamers on the blue team here. Paladin Amulet. Mysterian is this one, Ezra. I don't know if that's gonna be the best match. This one will probably be good, actually. Alright. So on the red team, we've got a support Tempest. On blue team, we've got a support Guardian. We've got, unsurprisingly, still a lot of Catalysts. Both are running, it looks like Scepter. And Fresh Air. And same thing here. Fresh Air Catalyst. So Fresh Air Catalyst is still looking like, you know, maybe this is one of the best builds. But we got a Herald here, a Condi Herald. This is probably a good answer to the Catalyst because it's a Condi build, but it's also a chill Condi build. Both things that counter the Fresh Air Catalyst. Now it can be kited pretty easily, but we'll see how it plays out. Like it's being kited right now, but it is a pretty good response to the FA Catalyst, right? So we'll see how that works out throughout the AT if more people start using that. We've got some Spellbreaker versus Condi Soul Beasts doing some work to the Spellbreaker here, actually. So maybe this is a good counter here. Frog said this was a good play here, so maybe it is, yeah. So he is playing. Ooh, yeah, he got destroyed by the Primal Cry there. We do have a Virtuoso as well with Portal Virtuoso. It's interesting. The Power Virtuoso. So they're going to be looking to roam around here. But blue team has the double Catalyst. Oh, they all just got pulled in there. That was a pretty big pull. Was that the Earth Shield there? Yeah, it was probably the Earth Shield from the Tempest here. They had a pretty good burst on the Rev though, so they took that out. Doesn't look like the Tempest was able to use the Rev because that was on cooldown. Are they playing a Weaver? Yeah, they are. But he just got deleted by a... Oh, he counter deletes with the Dragon's Tooth. There's like 3 Dragon's Tooths going on. Wait, so this team has 3 Fresh Air Ellies. One is just a Weaver. Well, they nerfed this, by the way. They nerfed this. Yeah, let's check out his build. So he's running full... Look at that damage. Vulture Stance, Sharpening Stone. So all of his attacks are being modified here. Sunless Rune. So that he gets Immobilize and Fear at the same time. Carrion, and he's got... Sorry, I didn't show the traits. I mean, the traits are pretty... Soul Beasty, right? You gotta have Beast Mastery as a Soul Beast. you pretty much still need to have wilderness survival. Portal. So they portal out of that situation. Not sure that was the best choice, to be honest. You know, not always is portal a good play. And I think a lot of mesmers don't play portal because they just don't know how to use it properly. But they just put their duelist into mid. So now they just lose the node. So that was not a good portal, in my opinion. But on the other side of the map, we've got a fresh air catalyst. Winning versus a spellbreaker. He didn't use the block there, so he tanked a bunch of damage. But while the block happens, Phoenix is unblockable, so there's still some way to kill a catalyst through in the matchup. So yeah, they're really low, and the other Weaver comes in. Go for the Condi revs in here. This is kind of dangerous because the Weaver's not going for the cleave, but they're gonna rotate out and yeah, they're just gonna leave. It looks like blue team has like a more like a less balanced comp, right? But it's a little bit more cheese. You know, they've got the triple fresh air weaver, and then they've got a support and then a duelist. And then red team has one of them, and then they've got I don't know about the virtuoso. The virtuoso's not really doing too much for them, but they've got a support Tempest, you know, a roamer rev, and then a duelist ranger. So blue team is like abuse all the meta shit, and then red team is like kind of balanced comp using somewhat meta stuff other than the virtuoso. But it's still pretty close. Yeah, they look pretty familiar, huh? It's almost like nah. Well, anyways, blue team is actually getting 2 kills here, and the bottom buff is going to be up in 30 seconds. They do want to bleed these, right? If they cleave these out, that would be really bad, because then they would just respawn and be able to contest the bottom buff. But it's not up for another 20 seconds anyway, so they're going to probably be back by the time. They've got 5 seconds left on the Tempest, 10 on the Catalyst. So they'll probably be up by the time the bottom buff is up, which allows someone else to rotate in there, most likely. By the way, they're running Salvation Corruption instead of no invocation on Condi Rev. And they've got Undead and Rabid. I think that's probably a solid setup. It's a bit low damage because no invocation though. But they've got a lot of toughness, and then they have barrier, so it's pretty tanky. I mean, you gotta be tanky to play Condi Rev. That's the most important thing. Or you get destroyed like that. Imagine not running Salvation. And their Catalyst, or their Soul Beast gets taken out. Red team was a little bit slow to get down here because they were kind of respawning, I think. So they're behind. Meanwhile, blue is down here with all of their fresh air spamming elementalists. Getting all that momentum. They're gonna get the buff, which is a 3 cap. No one on the red team is on the map to be able to decap except for the Virtuoso on home. The rev is going to be contested at far over here. So they're not going to get that decap. Though the Spellbreaker is probably... I think the Spellbreaker wins this, yeah. But they're going to get A+ by the Scepter Catalyst. Going to become a 2v2. 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 The Spellbreaker is pretty good in 2v2s, but so is the Herald. But, yeah. They just get bursted. They just gotta leave, yeah, because there's way too much cleave there in CC. CC, yeah. They're gonna be taken out here. Looks like they're swapping or DCing. Did not get the glyph off. That's unfortunate because now they don't have the cooldown and they didn't get the res. But red team is not out of this yet. They're still only 100 points behind. But they did lose the entire map. So that's it's not gonna go in the direction that they want for sure. The Virtuoso is getting bursted. Yeah, I think the Virtuoso pick is just not doing it. It just ain't it. If they wanted to run more of like a side motor Virtuoso, that would probably work better, to be honest. But using it as a roamer, you're kind of not too effective because the entire point of Virtuoso is you need people to attack you to actually gain your, well, is he even running that trait? Yeah, he is. I mean, you have to run that trait. So if you're playing a roamer, you're usually trying to like gank someone, which means that it's going to be harder for you to actually get your clone generation. It's not really amazing as a roamer, unless people are fighting you back, in which case you're a roamer and you don't want that ideally. It's just an issue with Virtuoso's design. They need to rework that. They were coping with the Ellie. They were coping. What is this? We're waiting. I think the last round hasn't ended, or what? Oh, there we go. Mysterian's team just likes to not accept the queue. That's what it is. We got some 4 fun gamers here, so maybe let's not watch this. It's not going to be a very even match. That last one was a pretty good match, though. That might even be one of the better matches we see, unfortunately. What do we have here? Ah, Scepter Alley. This team is literally just, okay, this is bot team. They're just farming rewards. Yeah, let's just show you guys. It's all core classes, and they just have their, like, basic, you know, they're just farming rewards. This is a bot team. They're getting paid, man. Look at that. They're going to get the reward of 25... Wait, sorry. They're going to get the reward of, yeah, 25G on 5 characters. Look at that. That's money right there. I didn't actually see their names. What was the names? Alright, they're in. We got a Mantra Mesmer. Mantra Chrono. Scepter Ellie. Got any Ellies on this team? Both teams are actually using Sanctuary on Core Guardian instead of the Res Signet. Oh yeah, that's true. It's 125G. Mysterian still playing Shiro in PvP though. Because the muscle memory is just too much. Alright. We're seeing some coordinated play here. Both sides getting a stealth opener. Their core guardian got jumped. They have nothing left. They gotta use their elite. Pop all the virtues. But now they got nothing. The sanctuary goes down and they're standing in it. Is there any stability to get in there? No. So they actually survive long enough for the enemy core guardian to get killed faster. So yeah, the sanctuary actually, well, both guardian, he didn't revive off of that. So yeah, they both die. No rally for whatever reason. We've actually got a Condi Herald on both teams. Well, one is like a, yeah, like a Shiro Condi Herald, and then the other one is a Malix Condi Herald. So we're seeing some Condi Heralds in all the matches so far. It's because Mysterian only plays Condi Herald, but it's also because Condi Herald is good. So red has got sides, but they're gonna get decapped on the dragon node, and then there's gonna be a 1v1 there with a Rev. I think that's the other Condi Herald, I think, right? Yeah. And the Spellbreaker. They're running the Condi Spellbreaker, which is a little bit more 1v1 oriented. Better counter, but Condi Rev handles Condis pretty well. So this could be a good matchup for the Herald. But meanwhile, red is not doing so well. They lost 3 players. The Thief is going to just leave though and +1 this. But it's going to be a -1 because they're already outnumbered quite heavily. Blue team gets another kill on the... I think the Chrono was already dead. But yeah, they're going to be quite outnumbered at their... It's far for red and... sorry, it's actually home for red. It's far for blue. So that means that red is actually going to get more respawns in this situation. So maybe they do want to keep investing into this fight because they'll get reinforcements. However, if they keep reinforcing their home node, they're going to lose the rest of the map, which is happening. And the Thief is going to try to split the enemy team now, which is pretty good timing because they just regrouped. So now their team can regroup, and then the Thief will split the enemy team, which means the red team is going to have an advantage in the next situation if they group up. Now, however, the Core Guardian kind of gets caught out and lose a lot of their cooldowns before their team is really too present in this fight, so they need to kite and survive. But yeah, they're still getting trained, and as a Core Guardian, you do not have any disengage ability. You just got to stick with your team and hope that they do stuff. And kind of like kiting in this situation is actually bad for the Core Guardian because you get less healing if you're not getting boons on your allies. So this is going to be, yeah, it's going to be really rough. They can't res that at all. They lost their support, and they're going to lose that team fight. Meanwhile, over here, a Thief is actually winning versus the Condi Spellbreaker. Not sure if that was a straight up 1v1, but it seems to be quite a big loss for the blue team there, because while the blue team is winning this team fight, their duelist just literally lost the node. So they won a team fight and they gain a node, but then they also just lost a 1v1. So it's going to be still pretty even on the map, even though they just got a bunch of kills. The Mantra Corona, well, they're like no illusions, so not as bursty as I thought it would be. But the Chrono is going to be taken out alone. Now, red has regrouped once again. They want to take another team fight, but they're a little bit split. Okay, so Mimi needs to get in there to help the Rev. This time, not alone, but they're going to be 2-3 because the Exalt, which is their catalyst, is going for the buff here. Stability goes out, so they can play around the... Okay, that's their sanctuary. And now the catalyst is going to come back into this fight. So this is a 5... This is 5 players here from red. So they need to get a kill right now, or they're wasting their time. But blue is all coming in here as well. So this is a 5v5 on mid. Shit is gonna be dying very soon. This is gonna be very volatile. Huge pull by the red revenant there. No follow-up though from their team. Ooh, they do finally get it down. Are they gonna be able to res this? They don't have any signets, remember, so the reses are gonna be hand resed. No automatic reses. This is all hand done. Artisanal resurrections done by hand. But because they don't have that res, they lose so many cooldowns and other people die. So that res is pretty nice for maintaining your momentum in the team fight. Obviously, it's a trade-off for Sanctuary, but yeah, losing all their players there, now they've lost mid. But they're going to regroup with their duelist over here while their team respawns. Pretty good play just to survive until the group arrives. They're not going to lose their Spellbreaker here, it looks like, because the team is going to arrive. They're getting pretty low, but they're getting supported. Got his heal. Yeah, he's getting interrupted. Gonna land his... What is it called? Combusting shot to get the adrenal health there. Banner of Defense. A little bit of cleanse. No. They have the buff. They have the buff, so it's gonna... Ooh, they're getting the Reaper Stomps. Yeah, red team is starting to farm now. Their support does go down though. Mysterian is pumping. But... Oh, this is actually causing quite a distraction for his team to get revives. They might actually come back in this fight with the counter kill, and their support is here. So now blue's going to start winning this fight. They're taking 2 kills off of that losing situation. So they're bouncing back on the map after losing that team fight. They win the next one. And the Chrono is now caught out alone. Thief is looking for the kill. Ooh. What was that 5k? That was a Heartseeker? Yeah, they're going to take that out. The Red Guardian is nowhere nearby, so I don't think they're going to get the res. And, yeah. Blue team is going to be pushing probably... Ooh. Okay, so they finally got the kill on the Chrono. Took them a bit longer than it really should have, to be honest. So, as a result, their Rev is kind of pressured. Yeah, they had to disengage. But now... they're calling for the boys to regroup at mid. So blue has a pretty good engage there, but as a result, their duelist is taking pressure here at the far node for them. They're going to leave. They probably are going to get, yeah, a lot of pressure if they're running out an open field like this. They probably want to go to line of sight, but they're getting supported by the Thief, and the Thief didn't get the down. That was their Guardian. Guardian got taken out by the rest of blue team because they were already fully regrouped and focusing targets there. So yeah, you can see blue team is now starting to get the kills back, but they're losing side nodes. So they need to start rotating out already. So the Rev is going to go there. The Thief, see, so the Thief is actually full capping the node, and last time it looked like the Thief won this 1v1. Which is not good, because if a Thief is beating your duelist in a 1v1, then they've also got the map presence. That's going to be rough. Oh, but the Thief is going to +1 here, so they're going to get the decap instantly. That's probably good, but that means that the Thief wasn't able to +1 far, so they're just going to leave and get the buff here. A little bit of chase. I don't think they're going to stop this in time, so... we're going to get the shield buff for blue. Meanwhile, there's a bunch of Condis on the Thief over here. Their support is coming over, but they port away from their support line of sight instead of towards it. So the support actually is not even coming anymore. They decide to go back to mid to hold the node, which is not going to end well for them. We'll see. Actually, that's a Harbinger. This guy was playing Reaper before, but now he's on Harbinger. The Harbinger just goaded the enemy Herald there, which will happen. The Thief is trying to troll in stealth. None of them want to cap. This is not a good situation for blue because they're getting trolled by this Thief really hard. The Harbinger taking the 1v1 is probably good, but it's not the best. Or it's probably the best, but it's still not good because their Spellbreaker should really be taking the 1v1. But he's kind of losing the 1v1s. So it's rough. It's rough. Blue team is having some issues with their splitting because they're getting abused by a Thief constantly rotating and capping nodes. Whereas a duelist, if a duelist is doing their job well, they'll know exactly when to go back and defend their node. But blue is doing pretty well in the team fights still, so it's a pretty even match. Red's Guardian is capping their home node. Not ideal. They're not in the team fight to get that res. So red team is gonna get killed again in another team fight. Meanwhile, Red's Thief is trying to create more momentum elsewhere with the Mesmer to get the far node. But the Mesmer is pretty much out of cooldowns. They got to distort. But yeah, they're going to be taken out. Blue team rotates in too fast. And now they've got that node and Mysterian is holding mid. So the Thief is unable to... I mean, Mysterian is essentially playing the role of a duelist this match. Which is not ideal, but if no one's going to do it, it's probably, you know, better than not, to be honest. So we're going to see the red team try to... Yeah, the Thief is still going to try to split up the blue team here by creating these 1v1s, which are not ideal. But if red team can't win their team fights, then they're going to be forced to. They actually gave up the full cap instantly. Not ideal. Not ideal here for the Spellbreaker to lose the 1v1 instantly there. Because blue team spent a lot of time in that node. They're going for the kill. It's like red is focusing Herald here. But they've got support. Big burst. Oh... Was that the F2? The F2 just transferred all those Condis back. Mysterian is running Shiro for the ports. This guy is running Malix for the transfers. And the other stuff that those things have. Not a very good matchup to run Shiro versus Malix in a Condi Herald 1v1 for sure. Wasn't a 1v1, but you get the point. In a matchup. Yeah, that was a huge burst. I think you get might as well. Do you get might for each Condi you transfer? Didn't look like a lot of might there, but maybe they didn't transfer anything. But the game is really close, and the Thief is trying to... I think the Thief really created a lot of pressure for the red team for them to be ahead here. But the decap happens on both nodes. Good decap by the Thief there on a blue team because they're preventing red team from finishing the match. And they also got the decap on mid, so blue is potentially coming out of this. But if you see here the catalyst, someone's got to prevent this catalyst from getting the full cap, right? And the Thief is not the answer to that. So blue's either got to win mid fast, which they're not, or they need to go far. And yeah, they're going to... Is that a Weaver? No, it's a Catalyst. Yeah, so this is going to be it for blue team. So they did not win mid. I don't know why they didn't win mid. But they didn't end up winning that. And they didn't have something to prevent far from being capped. The Thief tried to answer to it. which was not an ideal play, but they had to. So pretty close match though. That is the second good match we've seen. I'm not trying to say that I just know, but I know. I just know. Yeah, I think that the blue team's issue was their duelist for sure. Alright, this could be a good match. This could be good as well. This is like maybe the finals here. Maybe we'll get a sneak preview. But this could be also a good match that we potentially may not see later. Alright, so this is the triple Ellie comp. Scrapper. Chronomancer rune with all the yeah, they've got a lot of damage here. But no sustain, so they're gonna be running around with their support. And the support is mighty stat. I mean, this could be an interesting match for sure. We'll see. Staff Tempest. So we've got double chrono. A lot of Condi chrono being played here. Reaper. Still using a pressure catalyst though. Both teams using at least one. Double Condi chrono. So if everyone's running Condi chrono to counter the Spellbreaker, then you're just gonna have Condi chrono 1v1s, which is not gonna end. At least one of them is gonna be a Condi chrono matchup. One is gonna be a Spellbreaker versus Condi chrono. I mean, the meta definitely looks a little bit better. You know, you run one pressure catalyst instead of 3. You know, still not a balanced build, but we're seeing some staff Tempest here. A lot of gravity wells going out. Immobilize on the Reaper. The glyph is good. The rebound was a bit late because the burst was huge there. So they're out of cooldowns, but the healing rain does go out, so that's a pretty huge cooldown to help them survive. Big damage from the... Are they going to go for the res? They are going for the res, but the gravity wells and the staff bind from the mesmer is going to stop that. All these Condis, no cleanse. Earth does not have cleanse, really. Well, neither does Arcane, but that's if you're playing staff at least. So, yeah, they get pretty much wiped off of that. So they're going to get outnumbered here. So they're fighting off node. Continuum Rift is up in a few seconds, but all their cooldowns are down, so it could be rough. Continuum Split is up. They're going to have their shield block, but get interrupted. Continuum Rift. Low value, but desperate play. Not ideal timing on the CCs there, which is pretty rough. Okay, it's a 3 cap. Let's go to the other match. I told you. This one was going to be a good match. Oh, here we go. Alright, so we've got the triple Catalyst or triple Scepter Ellie comp versus a little bit more balance, but blue team looks like they just wiped red. So they got a trip cap and they're going for the Bell. Bell is already being capped. We just missed a huge wipe. So it was pretty even, and then blue just got the entire map plus the Bell. We got some Sneak Gyro opener here, which got them a burst and huge cleave. So red's gonna do a counter wipe, looks like. But they need to go for caps because they just cleaved out this Ellie right now. They're gonna respawn. So if they don't get caps off of this, I mean, it looks like they got all the kills, so this is pretty good. They need to bleed this now, though. So that's good. The Ellie is probably looking to... Yeah, he can't get the res, so... Yeah, he's just got to regroup with his team. When they respawn. They are quite a far distance, though, ahead. So they didn't get really much off of that team wipe. It was just one node. So they're going to respawn. The Ellies are standing strong together. Oh. Doesn't even get his Obsidian Flesh off there. Just instantly one-shotted. Gotta be careful. Playing against a full burst comp like that, you're playing a survival horror game if you run out there alone. You gotta stick with your team. It's not safe to go alone. Spellbreaker was taken out here at R in the 1v1. I think it's just a mirror matchup. Maybe got +1, probably. Yeah, because they probably had the resources to +1 that. I wasn't watching though. So now red gets the map, but they are behind one bell. So if blue gets bells, they can still definitely win this. They lose their Weaver. Yeah, they found the target here is the Weaver, right? The Weaver is a pretty easy kill. No stability. The Guardian goes out next. And now red team is not only wiping them, so like before when red team got the wipe, it allowed them to gain a little bit more presence on the map. Red already has the map, so when they get a wipe like this is huge point difference now. So red is going to really come ahead off of this wipe here. And they're going to get more kills as well. So blue is going to be staggered quite a while here. So blue just needs, I mean, they just need to regroup. That's the issue, is that they keep getting taken out by themselves. It doesn't help that red team has a thief, which is pretty good at doing that. They get the revive with the signet from the Guardian. Taken out here in a 1v2 though. Yeah, they're getting the bell now in pretty much right now. They're getting the bell for free. So that's a 25er. Not the worst. But they are continuing to die here. I don't know if he tried to self-res. Have they given up? Staff Ellie. They're running the stability trait. So there's actually a lot of stability on this build. Because you get stability from the staff 3 in Earth. You get stability from the overload. And of course the overload Earth gives you stability. Yeah, I don't see blue coming back here. It is kind of weird to me that people are still playing Core Guardian. It is an easier option for sure. But Tempest Tempest is running staff, which has way more utility, way more mobility, way more range, and it's not going to get countered by Condies, even though it's running Earth, right? It's running Earth, but you still have the staff 5, which is pretty good cleanse. So I mean, yeah. Core Guardian, I don't know. It was never really better than Tempest at any point, but people just kept playing it. So there's a res. Yeah, I mean now, it gives stability now. So the thing that, Core Guardian gives more accessible stability, but you still get stability on Tempest, right? So like the one thing that Guardian gives is Aegis and stability. A little bit more accessible stability, but Tempest gives stability still. It's just not as what's it called? You know, it's a little bit more situational, the stability. Like you have to use a delayed attack, which has a cast time, or you have to overload Earth and then use it, you know? So it's a little bit delayed, the stability. It's not as good as, you know, Stand Your Ground, but I think that's a good thing. Otherwise, Core Guardian would be even worse. But yeah, in general, not going to be competing with Tempest here. No problem, Xenoc Gaming. What match is still going on? This one. They don't have a single node. Blue team is behind on the map, but they only need 4 more points. Oh, they just got torn. Over. Alright, so this is going to be probably a good match then. Because this is one of the better teams. And then, let's say probably like 2nd and 3rd place teams maybe going against each other. Probably the best match. Why Staff and not Dagger Warren? Because Staff has cleanse and stability. Dagger doesn't have stability. Dagger doesn't have cleanse. Staff 5 has cleanse. Staff or in water. Staff 3 in earth has stability. So yeah, that's why. Oh, and look what we have here. A Hammer Catalyst. Yeah, Hammer Catalyst is very good. It did not really get nerfed. Got a little bit of a counter play going on here, I think. Tempest build? It's just earth. Yeah, earth with staff. Yeah, I think this is... Earth is probably better than Arcane now that I think about it. Like, I was playing the Arcane version, and now that I think about it, now the Arcane Restoration trait is probably, yeah, not as good. You probably want to play Earth with Staff, yeah. So that is, yeah, that's probably why people are playing that, because it's pretty good. So we've got, Who's a support? We've got support, yeah, Tempest on both sides. Both are staff, as you can see. Got some blasting of stealth. Blue team has no stealth. There's going to be a huge burst here. Oh, here it is. Oh, yeah, on the Tempest. Tempest has no invulnerability. So that is the one weakness of the staff Tempest. You don't have that focus. That is, yeah, that is one of the issues. But I think that can be resolved by just taking Mist Form instead of the Earth Shield. But because they lost their support, they have to kite now. A little bit of staff 2 up on the ledge. It doesn't work. Unfortunate. That would have been a good juke. He had blink anyways. He would have got the blink up. He does get revived by the support, which is respawning. And now this is going to be a 4v4 on mid. The map is really not that like favored for red, even though they got that initial kill on the support because they didn't cap mid. And that means, ooh, but blue is a little bit supported from their team. The support is not going to be there. Doesn't seem like red was capitalizing off of that. They're getting condies on them. Not liking this. Using their heal by themselves. Well, I guess not everyone knows how to play staff. But, we've got a 1v1 here. Yeah, this is going to be pretty rough for the Tempest, or the Spellbreaker, because of all the blinds. You do have resistance though, so I'm not sure how that works out. This is a Condi Daredevil with the dodge that does Condis. So they're trying to counter a Chrono with this. I think there's going to be some coping going on pretty soon here. Hello? Is this the boys? Yeah, call the boys in. We're going to need some backup because this is not working yet. We need to start zerging, guys. Let's get in here. Get in here. We need to start focusing targets. Alright? No more 1v1ing. Let's get in here. Focus the support. Free kill. Let's go. Alright. Red team got their motivation. Start getting some kills, boys. Oh, there's a gravity well. Yikes. So blue team is gonna... Ooh, the Tempest is taken down. The Tempest is dead again, so they might lose this team fight here. Thief does have port. The boys arrived, though. There's quite a bit of wells going down. Yeah, they're not going to be able to stop that. Oh, and they had the hammer catalyst cleaving as well. Yeah, that's rough. Alright, so Red's got to regroup at their home node. Meanwhile, Hammer Catalyst is definitely putting out some damage here versus the Fresh Air Catalysts. It's a 3v2 here, so Red is ideally looking to get the kills as fast as possible here. Alright, so they get that kill, and the Catalyst is actually looking to go back in to stall the 1v2 here. Gotta be careful though. Yeah, they're gonna get one shot here. A little bit of an ego play by Grim trying to 1v2 here, but it looks like, yeah, he's just gonna back off. Oh, oh, he's going for the kill. He's going for it. There's no super speed. He hasn't gone into air anytime soon. Support's still far behind. gets taken out. A little bit overzealous there with the chase. I mean, like before he was 2v1ing and then now he's 1v2. So that didn't work out so well. But looks like red has actually flipped the rest of the map. I don't know what they're doing at far, but it looks like the scrapper's going to come back to mid. They don't want a 1v1 Condi Chrono because that's like a counter. Pretty hard counter to scrapper. Well, DPS scrapper at least. And is this still Condi? Yeah. So they get the down again on the blue Tempest. And there's going to be tons of damage here, cleaving this out. Blue team is winning all these fights, but they just keep losing their support. So I guess support is optional. They have a lot of cleave, but there's also a lot of res going out from the Chronomancer there. Red team has some low characters here as well. They got to be careful. They're going to get cleaved out now. So red is a little bit safer now, but they need to survive. You'd be taken out by this one burn. The one burn tick. Feels bad. Right, so both teams have lost their support. But it looks like... did they just get blown up by the Hammer Catalyst while they're trying to res? Probably, yeah. There's just insane cleave on that build. Yeah, you gotta be careful around any kind of like downstate situation when there's a Hammer Catalyst. Because they just do insane cleave. So red loses pretty much all of their players. Their Spellbreaker is going to try to hold a 1v2 until the boys arrive. They've called for the boys. The boys are heeding the call. Actually, they're not heeding the call. They're going to mid. Their supporter is going to come here, though, which is a good play. And they're going to just leave. Yep. This is a good rotation by blue. They don't need to risk by going into far, right? Like, this is a super winning play by blue. They already have a, what, 150 point lead. They got a 2 cap. No need to press into that third node. Back off and just gain the points that you already have. Just gain the value out of that. But they did lose their catalyst. I think they still didn't kite back far enough to their team here. But that is kind of unfortunate. So now they're going to be outnumbered on the map. And red team has a very burst-oriented comp. So let's see if they can get some momentum off of this and turn the map around. So they're looking for a burst here on the Chrono. They've actually... So blue team has 2 Condi Chronos. Which is a pretty tanky build. Yeah, blue team has it's a pretty bruisery comp, right? They've got Hammer Catalyst, 2 Condi Chronos, a support, and then a Fresh Air Catalyst. But if they don't get the kills here, then this is not good for red, because then the Chrono can just come back in, and a Fresh Air Catalyst can't hold a node against that. So them surviving there is pretty detrimental to red team's comeback there. Good play, obviously, to survive, though. Blue team is just barely holding on here at mid, but they're getting value off of the node. They do lose their catalyst. Oh, wait. It's actually 2 Hammer Catalysts. Did they swap off of Fresh Air? I guess they were playing Fresh Air earlier, and then they swapped to Hammer. It's actually 2 Hammer Catalysts. I usually, I don't know, didn't see their POV, I guess. But blue is doing fine in this fight now. They've got everyone here. They pretty much win with 1 node at this point, so they can just Zerg. Zerging is the correct play, especially with their very tanky. Can't split them up. Yeah, it seems like blue's catalysts are just doing good work. And their Chronomancers are doing their job as well. Just a solid bruiser comp that doesn't really need support, but if they got it, it's good. A pretty safe comp. Red teams is a little bit more aggressive and more momentum based. Not the best map for that either, because this is like a team fighting map. And that might even be why they chose to go for the hammer catalysts instead of the fresh air. But yeah, this is pretty much going to be over. They're not going to lose mid there. One tick decap, not much. And there's no potential for Lord play either because they don't have enough points for that. So yeah, at this point the match is over. Be interesting to see though. Was red team winning at any point? I don't know. They were sort of neck and neck at the start. They were getting a lot of kills, but it seems like, yeah, they never were winning really. This is it. This is the map that's still going on. They did have a stealth play, yeah, to kill the Tempest, but they didn't get anything out of it. Ooh, 30-point difference. Red team looks like they just got wiped. They're all running out of their base. Maybe there was a Lord play there that they countered, but they are losing their nodes. They don't have any nodes anymore. And their Spellbreaker, I was gonna say, is that a Berserker? No, their Spellbreaker is actually pretty low. They're gonna get the kill here. They're 2v1. They'll get the kill. But what is this? Shadow Arts PP Daredevil? With Bound. You really hate to see it. Oh, this is Nami. Oh, Nami was a thief in the last AT. I think they changed their build. They're running a different build, but it was kind of similar. Oh, they're getting countered by the reflect. Stop shooting yourself. Get the Lord. Get the Lord. Oh, they're gonna get countered. Oh, no. All hope is lost. Yeah, this was the no armor thief. That's right, yeah. For the cosplay. We remember. Skellige remembers. Alright, next match. Alright, so this match, did we already see this? No, we didn't. Yeah, we saw, so the team that beat, so the match we just watched, the team that won that match lost to this team. So essentially this match is going to be worse. Like it was like 100-0 at the start. So it may or may not be a less competitive match, but we'll see. You know, it's not always that a better team wins, it's sometimes comp. Like that last match could have definitely been comp. So it may be closer than we think. But let's try and see what's going on. It's probably going to be the best match we see anyways. So we've got the Chrono Bunker still being used to counter the Spellbreaker. Their only duelist on blue team is the Spellbreaker, right? So they've got a pretty big... Oh, swapping immediately. After getting one-shotted on Scrapper, they immediately swapped. The intuition, I guess. I don't know. Or maybe they wanted to change their build, so they logged out. I don't think they're changing their build, though. All right, both teams going out the middle. Little bit more aggression than a little bit less aggression than we'd actually expect from that kind of opener. No one really engaging due to stealth, probably. A little bit too much stealth. Chasing here. Quickness is out. The scrapper's starting to pump, but they do get a lot of weakness on them because the so this is kind of like a counter, right? The catalyst build has weakness on their blind skill, so you can pretty much counter the scrapper build with weakness. The boys are being taken out though. We have this is Fresh Air Catalyst though. They swapped their character but not their build. Meanwhile, they're gonna rotate over here, try to Warrior goes in Rampage, which is a pretty hard counter to power builds. And the Scrapper is extremely squishy when they're not being supported, so yeah, they're gonna be taken out pretty fast here. It's not looking good. The Thief did get the full cap over here, but they can't 1v1 a Catalyst, so yeah. That was like a was that a 1k backstab? Ooh. Pretty big double crit in a row. They got the 1v1. I don't know what happened there, but yeah, I don't think the Catalyst is really that squishy. Maybe they were in the wrong attunement and they couldn't swap because they didn't get a crit. But that was a pretty handy dispatching right there. That was yeah. I mean, they're doing big damage now. They're getting all them crits. Oh, it's Deadly Arts. I don't think that would make a difference if they were Shadow Arts or Deadly Arts, but the weakness could matter. Now, the thing is, though, when a Thief wins a 1v1 like that and then they rotate out and get kills, someone has to take over as the Duelist job. And who's taking over Duelist? The Scrapper. This is not going to end well for the Scrapper. This is not going to end well. Especially now that the Chrono here. None of these are good matchups for the ENG. Yeah, the blue team's issue is always their Duelist. And it's not because their Duelist is doing a bad job, it's just because they have one Duelist. They have only one Duelist, so their one Duelist has to back node, not front node. Like, they have a very aggressive comp, so having an aggressive Duelist is not good. They need to have a defensive or a passive back node kind of like Duelist for the blue team here. Because the blue team ideally wants to be going in really hard on the 4-man Zerg to get kills, right? So if one of their roamers has to play back node, then it just ruins their entire comp. So I don't know, maybe instead of putting your Spellbreaker on far, put him on home. Especially when you're fighting on the enemy node, not the best. The Scrapper build is tools explosives. No nades. Just gyros and Elixir S. Maybe that was a little bit of a sneaky play there. Elixir, that wasn't actually Elixir S. Huh. Was that the sneak gyro? I felt like the sneak gyro was used earlier, but maybe it was used there for the stealth. But yeah, blue team is not really going to ever win this match because they just don't have the rotations. When you have a team that has like no side noder or they don't rotate, you're not going to beat a team that just knows how to rotate because they're just going to punish you. Or even if like you get kills, like blue team gets kills, but then you don't get anything out of it, And that's usually always the issue, is teams can get kills, but they don't know how to handle the downstate situation or the rotation of getting a kill, and then what do you do afterwards? It's like, well, yeah, you need to get kills, but the kills are a means to an end, which is getting the cap. So if you don't get the caps after getting your kills, then you're just going to fall behind like they do. Like, this is a pretty even match, but one team is playing to win and one team is playing to kill, right? And there's a huge difference there. And this is also pretty grief-worthy as well. The fighting on the enemy Spellbreaker's node the entire match and not leaving. Is that a hammer? No. They're running Greatsword, Dagger. Both are. I don't know if Chronomancer runes are really it. Especially since you're not using nades. You just need to use the gyros, and they'll do the damage for you. Phoenix. That is who. I mean, I think the blue team's comp is good. It's just risky. It's risky and requires pretty solid backnoder plus rotations. And they're just not playing the comp how it should be, I guess. But yeah, that was a pretty big kill on the Catalyst and the Thief, but you could see like they got nothing out of it. Like they capped the node, and then the Catalyst just respawned and capped the node again. Like it's kind of like it's kind of a like a one-time thing. If you like get a cheese kill on someone as a Thief in a 1v1 in a matchup you're not supposed to win, you don't take that again, right? Because you'll probably lose the second time. It's not going to be reliable, and you'll probably lose the node anyways. Like the Thief does a good job by leaving after that, obviously, but then no one else comes in to prevent the decap, right? So yeah, just poor role sharing, I guess. Like it's forcing people to do roles that they shouldn't have to do because one person isn't doing it, and then everyone's in the wrong place. Whereas if one person would just play the duelist at the back node so that they don't, you know, get decapped by a catalyst, then the roamers can do their job getting kills, which will make it easier for the duelist, right? It's just rotations, essentially. But in this match, oh, this is Nami. Yeah, Nami doesn't wear a tunic. Oh, she just don't give a fuck. You will not contain Nami. What do we have here? Core Engie? No. No. Dwayne. They're going for like a 1v1 kind of build with a decent amount of sustain. Because whenever they get a lot of cleanses, right? And cleanse gives regen. They got cleanse there. Cleanse there. So it seems like a decent build idea, to be honest, for a core NG. The issue being one stun break. That is probably the issue. I don't know about the Dwayne rune though. Wait, this match is pretty close too. Oh, it just finished. They got the beast. Oh no. Alright, next round. Yeah, I guess the Dwayne rune is for more regen, because it's clearly not permanent regen. Because it's such... That trait is so... like, poorly allocated. Like, 1 second of regen for a cleanse, that's it. Alright, now we're no longer in Swiss. We're now in the quarterfinals. So... this... I think we saw this match already, didn't we? This was the first match we watched. Yeah, I don't think Mysterian's in the thing anymore. Yeah, this was the Catalyst versus the... oh. So they went more Catalyst, it clearly shows. They decided more Catalyst was the answer to their comp. Alright, we've already seen this matchup though. But at the same time, this still might be the best match we can watch right now. Because I haven't seen this team yet. I don't know if this is going to be even remotely close. This is the team that beat Mysterian's team, I think. And while they were good, I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. So this even though we saw this match already, kind of, it was still a really good match, and it looks like the red team has kind of adapted. No, they haven't. They were just playing a Tempest. So it was still the same comp. But maybe they will adapt through their gameplay. Actually, they're running the one-shot NG build instead of a third Ellie. The Soul Beast, yeah, is pretty... I mean, they've got Wilderness Survival. It's not full YOLO, but the utilities are pretty YOLO. Still running a Unravel Weaver. Melee Unravel Weaver. They're finding the target on the Catalyst. They're moving out, but they're gonna get beamed to death. Looks like there's a res. Oh no. Oh no. They glyphed and then they missed it closer. Huge misplay. Because now the rest of their team dies because they wasted the glyph. And they had to spend time resing instead of supporting. Unfortunate Catalyst miss there. Heals are going out though. Blue got kills there, but then they rotated out. So red started winning the fight, but they started losing other nodes. Oh yeah, the name. Quite a fitting name, huh? What we got here? Going for the kill on the... ooh. Is that a reflect? I don't know what that was, but they got pretty goated right there. Catalyst is down again. Not gonna be able to get that res for sure. Portal is left, and they're gonna take... oh, wait. Oh no. Oh no. That was a good missed play, But the Ellie just stood still on the portal. And honestly, the Virtuoso could have... You can honestly play around that by targeting the Ellie, because then you'll focus on the Ellie instead of on the portal. It was a good intention. It was a good intention. Yeah, you can click on the person you're wanting to res, and you will prioritize interacting with the target rather than a portal. It was a good intention for sure. I don't know who to blame there, the Mesmer or the Ellie. We'll just say it was a good intention on both parts. Alright, take the portal. Take the portal. Miss through the portal right now. Blue team is doing pretty well though. It's almost like they won last time. Alright, so we've seen this matchup already. And it doesn't seem to be going in a different direction. So I think this match might actually be the next closest one. Or maybe not. What do we have here? Alright, Blue's got a kill on the Catalyst here. Gets the steal on the glyph? No, there is no glyph. There is no glyph. They're just running Armor of Earth. Oh wait, this is a Catalyst. Oh, they don't have a support. I was like, wait, what? What is this Tempest build? How does a Tempest have Fortified Earth? Yeah, he was playing Tempest last match. I guess they removed their support for another room. Yeah. Oh, isn't... Yeah. So Humperdinck plays... He plays... I think he mains Core Support Guardian. And he's not even playing it. So... Rip. Rip to Core Guardian. I mean, let's get some Firebrand in here finally, man. How many years has Core Support Guardian been meta? Or just like better than Firebrand? Like, I'd rather see Firebrand. Let's see that. Come on, guys. Firebrand is like probably 3 times more skillful than Core Guardian in terms of, well, it's yeah, in terms of like tomes, stuff like that. Well, they did buff the pages. Maybe you just got to use more mantras, man. It's like 1 page. Yeah, it's still better to be Tempest, obviously. When your class is worse at supporting than another class, and then one build within that class is competing with another build, both builds just are not good. It's like Firebrand is not as good as Core Support Guardian, or is it? But it's still not Tempest. Should we watch another match? This one ain't going better. They swapped to DH. They were playing Core Support earlier. How do you play against a Fresh Air Weaver? You need ports, mobility, and burst damage. So usually like Mesmers and Thieves are good. not slow classes. And you want to gank them, obviously. They die very easily, but they have a lot of cooldowns. So like what you do is you burst them, and then they use their cooldown, and then you just wait. You don't kill a catalyst with like sustained damage, because they just have too many invulns. This match ended up being the better. Should the Reaper build? Too late. Go back. If it doesn't end. Path of Corruption. Spite. Wait. He's running Dread? Dread with Reaper's Onslaught? That's a bit overkill on the quickness there. Okay. It's not that Daredevil is back, it's just that having a thief on your team is usually like a unique thing. That is pretty good. But it's probably not better than anything else. Alright, we're in the semis now. Semifinals. This match is still going? Alright. Did they swap classes? Oh, oh. Dragon's Tooth. A little bit early. I love Catalyst. Recasted Glyph. We back? The boys have been called. For both sides. Well, swap targets. He's gonna die of that burn. Blue might be coming back. They get a nice bleed here. Wait, so, oh no, this is bad. They left the NG. Oh no. And they're gonna self-res too. Wait, maybe not. She's gonna leave your boy like that? That ain't how you leave the boys out like that. You don't just do that. So it looks like are we still in the quarters? Yeah, I think this is still quarters. It looks like, so the meta is, I don't think the scrapper build is good. It's too easy to counter. What role does this build play that is essentially just worse than a catalyst? Better than a rev? I'm not seeing any vindicators. I mean, the meta is kind of the same, but there's like, they're sprinkling in a little new stuff. Like there's more diversity, but it's pretty much the same, yeah. Best duelist is probably, I'm gonna say Hammer Catalyst. Hollow is just tools. It was tools. tools explosives. So we just watched this match, didn't we? But I also think we watched this one as well. I would rather that they nerf things more than buff things. When you nerf things, you generally make more diversity, and when you buff things, you usually make less diversity. Generally. Vindicator is definitely good. 100%. Still good. Alright, so we've got Core Guardian on red, but the Tempest on blue. Double, yeah, this is the Bruiser comp versus the Ellie comp. I mean, they're both Ellie comps, to be honest, but one is a bunch of fresh air Ellies. The other is, it looks like hammer catalysts. Oh, we got dagger. No, this is scepter dagger. So this is fresh air. Let's see here. So blue is getting sides. Red has mid, and they've got their support there, so it's probably not going to be... Yeah, their hammer catalyst is going to get run down here, but they're holding 2, which is not bad. Red's in a kind of bad spot right now, because they're overcommitting to killing the duelist with their support. It's a 2v2 now. So Weaver doing over here, getting one-shotted. That's not going to end well for them. The gravity well and the staff goes down. So they've got sides still, and they've also got mid. Not really much they can do here. And the thing is, with Core Guardian, you're giving stability to a Catalyst usually. They've already got stability. So it's not good synergy. Whereas Tempest literally gives them auras. And I'm not sure if the auras give them the... Okay, it no longer has that synergy. When you grant yourself an aura. Okay. But Tempest is still just better. There's like an anti-synergy when you give too much stability to someone. You're kind of wasting stability. They got plenty of stability themselves. I mean, I think Ellies are just good. It's not really that there's synergy between them. It's that there's synergy between it and itself. It's like, yeah, you give boons to yourself and allies. So if you have another class that gives boons to itself and allies, then you're giving out a lot of boons. It looks like he's taking the mist form now. He was tired of feeding, so he's got mist form. Good choice. Weaver's getting hunted here. There's a confusion. They cannot cast anything or they're dead. Still dead anyways. They got interrupted, so they're gonna go for the hand res and the stomp. No, they're just gonna be that. So it's 3 Ellies and 2 Mesmers. I mean, it is what it is, yeah. I'm not gonna say anything about the class stacking. It is what it is. I mean, at least they're playing different builds, right? Like, everyone's playing a different build except the Mesmers. Different, but still very strong builds. Meanwhile, over here is abusing the Spellbreaker here. And I think one thing that's really important to mention is that Chrono has not really changed that much. Like, you didn't really change anything. This trait is still not being used. So yeah, this is the same Condi Chrono build that has been used for a while now, and it's always been a counter to Spellbreaker. However, Spellbreaker was kind of nerfed because it had high modifiers on the Dagger F1. I think they got reduced by like 45%. It was like insanely high. When you were hitting someone with no boons on them, that got nerfed. So instead of like one-shotting people with Dagger F1, you don't do that anymore. Did they just well of precog cap that? Yeah, this has always existed is what I'm trying to say. It's just that people are reacting to the meta a little bit better, and the most meta things have been nerfed slightly. So yeah, it's not the worst. It's not as bad as it used to be. Let's put it that way. Still, I think they need to nerf some builds to allow more diversity. But the diversity really comes from just like counter comping, which is still there, as you can see, is what I'm trying to get at. But what is the counter to Catalyst, you may ask? Condi Herald is like the closest thing, and it's not even that good, so it's not really a counter. Alright, this match is still going on. Rip. Yeah. Can't be 1v. Oh. 2 dead? What happened here? What happened there? Uh-oh. What happened there? How did they dodge the, whatever it's called? Dragon's Tooth. Aegis? Yeah, I think Zin is actually isn't he a main Mesmer player? I haven't seen him play Mesmer in a while, but he does main Mesmer, I believe. I'm not mistaken. I don't actually. It's the same Chrono build. Chaos. Well spam with alacrity. You can use the shield, safer. I really like the torch though. Gives you a little bit more pressure. The main thing is the scepter though. The scepter is insanely good with the block, giving you like 5 torments for a really long time. We'll see it. They're not using, yeah, they're not using one. Yeah, 8 seconds of 5 torment. It's just oh, it's Deadly Arts, right? Yeah, it's Deadly Arts. that build is actually on exclamation mark build. So the Deadly Arts version. Yeah, pretty much. Alright, so here's the finals. First time we watched this match, we only watched like the first 100 points. So it's happened before, but I think it was on Capricorn. And Capricorn is a pretty balanced map. Favors mobility, but it also favors team fights, so it's pretty balanced. The next map, though, will be... we'll see. And the daily, if you're kicked out of the monthly, the daily is starting in 6 minutes. Usually the daily AT after the monthly is pretty good too, because everyone's like, well, we're here, might as well do it. Just call the boys back. Do they always take 2 hours? Pretty much around that time, yeah. They're not accepting the queue. Banger song? You like my waltz playlist? Oh, this is the perfect song for the situation. Spellbreakers, Vindicators, Catalysts, and Chronos. These are a few of my favorite things. Permanent alacrity, perma-stability. Where's the catalyst? Perma blind, perma stability, perma super speed, perma block, perma protection, perma everything. These are yeah, he's running staff. I know they ain't running a Chrono or a Reaper, the double Chrono, right? I know this is gonna be a bait Reaper. There's no way. Well, there you go. Bro, double wells. He's Condi Reaper. Yeah, he's full Condi Reaper. This is some PvE shit right here. Did you forget to change your build? You run a PvE build here? No, of course he means to play this. Because this is the counter to Catalyst in his opinion, I think. Because chill. He doesn't get the chill on blind, but he does have plenty of chill still. And it's Condis. So it's chill and it's Condis. So it's essentially like a better Condi Herald for killing things. A worse Condi Herald for surviving them. But hopefully you get support, right? Right? And also the unblockable staff marks, I guess. Wait, he's spite. He doesn't have unblockable. Yeah, I don't know about this one. The unblockable would be good though versus the catalyst. You could fear them in the thing, but well, we know who they're going to be focusing. This Reaper build with 0 sustain. Not even Blighter's Boon. Not even a single way to get Shroud except a heal skill. This one's going to be rough. But it's still 0 points on both sides. We are on Skyhammer. So obviously this is going to be a timer match. 100% at this point. We can confirm that. We've got double Chrono 1v1. Alright, let's watch the protagonist gameplay right now. This is the main character POV. He's out. Alright, so Red's getting a cap over here, or no. Still a 1v1. They did get the cap here though. Wait, where did they get it? They got it at A. Okay, so it's just like almost decapped. That's what it is. Well, now it's fully decapped. But this is huge. Red team has 10 points. This is huge. They have the lead. If there's not a single kill for the rest of this match, they win. Huge mistake. Now all Red has to do is just not die. What are we doing here? What are we doing? What are we doing? What's going on here? Oh, Ellie's coming in. Glyph? And they get it. Almost got the fear on the Glyph. Unfortunately, now the Reaper is alone. Oh, they got support now, but not quite enough. They do not have... Well, they do have the Glyph. It's erupted. And yeah, they've got tons of colonies on them. But blue did get a cap. And the Chrono's holding on to this cap. And they're getting the Skyhammer, which is going to be huge because they're going to decap mid, which means they're going to get ahead. All right, boys. We've got a 1-point lead for blue team. Ladies and gentlemen, Skyhammer. It's completely fine. It does nothing but just stall the game out longer. That's this map. Yeah. 10 points? Okay, calm down. We're getting a little bit too volatile in this match here. Too volatile. 15-point difference? No shot, dude. Alright, they got the decap. Alright, it's fine. Just got a kill, so Red's gonna get a cap over here. I think that was a +1 by the other catalyst. Maybe. They're getting 2 kills now. Swapped off of the Condi Reaper. Yeah, it's to be expected. He's gonna swap to Catalyst, yeah. That's pretty much, yeah, the theme of this meta. Pretty much right there in that one action. Speaks pretty much for the entire meta. And Red is now even. We've got a cap on Red though, so they're coming ahead. And they're just gonna AFK there, which I think might even be the play. Rotations require brain. Why even think about it? You can just win by AFKing there. No one else is gonna cap, right? No, they're actually, yeah, because they're losing mid, so they're gonna rotate in there. This is a kind of a weird 2v2 for the Tempest because they're supporting a pretty tanky Spellbreaker already. And that means they're not in the team fight. Not the most value there, but if they get the full cap, the Spellbreaker is actually getting the down, and there's nothing the Catalyst can do about this. They're just gonna leave. Wow. I think the chrono there was not really playing correctly, maybe? I don't know. It should have not died, obviously. Because there's, yeah, like they give up the node, obviously, but now they're giving up more than just the node. So that's not really great for a red team here. They had a lead, but the chrono kind of greeting for the node there is not the best. I can't see any of these players. I want to see their skins. Okay, there we go. Healing going down. They're gonna get actually their water overload if the full cast goes off. Oh, yeah, they're back in here. Alright, so blue team is getting a kill over here. That means they're going to get the cap. They've already got a 15-point lead, so this is huge. It's going to be a 20-point lead with that kill, and they're going to get the cap. 7 minutes left. Place your bets. Will this match get to even 250 points? Place your bets now. Ooh, but they're just letting this cap happen. I mean, that's ramping up some points. We might get to 250. Chrono's gonna go down here as well. Oh, they get their... Okay, the wells are going out. But, ooh, did they get the value of the heal of that well? I don't think they did. Yeah, the catalyst is not the best versus a Condi Chrono, so I'm not sure how they started getting the lead there, but they're doing pretty well in that 1v1. Oh, they're going for this node now. Nope, they're not going to get it. The decap there. You're gonna try to 1v2 here? Oof. Damage is going out. Oh, the double Dragon's Tooth. You hate to see it. When you're in a 1v2, you're usually pretty pressured. Can't handle that amount of damage. But honestly, that was a potentially winning play there because his team is 80 points behind. He's got to make a play like a 1v2 kill to start winning. But because of that, now he's dead and they're losing even harder. So blue's got a 2 cap now. We're getting a little bit volatile. A little bit too volatile. 2 cap? Okay, they got the decap. We're gonna get to 250 points, it looks like. Alright, calm down. Devs do not buff their main class, okay? That's not how this works. They don't just buff their main class. Because do you see anyone playing DDLE? I don't see any DDLEs. So, yeah. Checkmate. Checkmate, copers. Oh, the Condis, though. Yeah, there's really not enough time left in this match to come back, I think. Like if blue team just goes around decapping nodes, they'll win at this point. It's Skyhammer. It's a poorly designed map for interactivity, let's be honest. But they might get a kill here. That is one node potential. The warrior here is doing God's work, just capping that node. They should probably even AFK there. This is Skyhammer. Like, honestly, look at this. Decap going. Okay, he's watching the node, so this is good for them. Yeah, that's good play by the back node there. Keeping watch on decap, but the Skyhammer is actually up. Skyhammer is going to be... No, it's not. Bit of a 1v1 here for the hammer. Getting ticks of the cap are kind of relevant, because once you full cap it, you get the entire thing. But no, it's going to be reset by the 1v2. He's standing in the fire field. They're getting some pressure. Yeah, see, like that Dragon's Tooth didn't really do much damage. It was pretty decent damage. They did nerf it by like 25%. But there's only 2 minutes left. Not much really can be done. And going for the bell only helps blue team, because it stalls the match longer. If red team goes to the bell, they lose. They need to stall the bell and like get a trip cap or something like that. Because like this isn't a winning score ratio, right? Like he needs to go cap, yeah. But at the same time, if they leave the bell, then they're gonna lose it, right? But that's just what they need to do. It's not the most ideal play, but is probably the best play, right? Like this is the correct play for them to go for the 3 cap like this, but then stall the bell or the Skyhammer. This is correct. Of course, they rely on their team to survive outnumbered to do that, which is a Hail Mary play, but a Hail Mary is a Hail Mary for a reason. It's a desperate attempt to take a win. But yeah, at this point, yeah, I didn't think that is not even enough, because 30 seconds of 3 cap is not 100 points. It's actually 90. I can do some math. They need kills, obviously. But blue team is getting kills. So that is, yeah, that's pretty much it. That is the monthly. Has the meta changed? Very marginally.